just happened with that last stream, but we will try it again. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Had a stream going the last go around. We're getting ready to unbox this NVIDIA RTX 380, and the whole thing just kind of went out on me. So without any further ado, let's try and see if we can get another feed going. Go live. All right, that's really weird. I don't know why we're not showing up in YouTube search results. It's probably some of that shadow banning for whatever reason. I have no idea. All right, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody who's going to check this video out, whether it be live or static. Excited to do this here with you guys on camera, the unboxing of the NVIDIA RTX 380. This current card happens to actually be by Zotac. It is their Trinity Edition, 10 gigabytes, all the VRAM you could possibly need. Super excited to have it. I know these things are virtually impossible to come across here. Whether you're just dealing with stores that don't currently have any stock, or you're dealing with scalpers trying to get 2 to 3 times the going market rate for them, it's just good to have one here in hand before the holidays. So this is the box. Again, it's the NVIDIA RTX 380 by Zotac, and I really like the packaging on this. I really like the artwork. It's an unboxing, so we're going to cover that, the overclocked edition. But yeah, the artwork I think is very, very, I don't know, it's really nice. It's got this nice holographic effect to it that you don't really see on too many boxes. Here I've got a AMD Strix 5700 XT. This one, I feel like the textures are the same, but in terms of like the presentation of the artwork, I gotta give it to the Zotac 380. With that being said, I do like the color scheme of that 5700 a lot better, but again, I just think they took the extra mile doing a lot of the artwork that you see here. It's almost got a 3D holographic effect to it, and I think that's something that stands out very much. Again, this one does have the ray tracing. It does have the current architecture build. It does have the deep learning that will help get you more frame rate. So huge fan of that. Again, if the person who did the artwork on this video, they happen to see it, I'm a huge fan. This is PCIe 4.0. Currently with any of the Intel boards, they're not really built to take advantage of the PCIe 4.0. So if you are using this with an Intel board or a previous AMD board, anything before their Gen 4, you are going to see a little bit of loss in performance. I mean, a small amount. I don't even know if it's 5%, but you are going to see a little bit just because you are going Gen 3 or Gen 4. Intel, I believe, is set to have a lot of their Gen 4 boards rolling out Q1, Q2 of 2021. So if you're working on a build, obviously all these gaming cards, this one, the 5700 XT, that's all going to be 4.0 PCIe Gen 4. So yeah, I mean, you're obviously gonna have to get a card anyway, so it's good to have either this one or, you know, the other one from AMD. Personally, I think it depends on what it is that you're playing. I've watched a lot of reviews, I've read a lot of write-ups on these cards. What it boils down to is what exactly do you plan on doing with it, and what exactly are you playing. I don't really game too much on my computer. I built one in 2017. It's an i7 6800K. What I use that primarily for is video editing, streaming a little bit, gaming a little bit, but I game predominantly through console, and I just run it through Elgato HD60 capture card. So I'm not really gaming on PC, but I do like to stream, and I do need a powerful computer that can do that, because my next build is going to be 16 to 32 cores. It's probably going to be 16, but I want to be able to do is game PC on that, stream, as well as definitely cut a 4K video and render it all at the same time while perusing the internet and maybe streaming something in the background, and I don't want it to hiccup at all. So that's going to be my next build, and this card is probably definitely going to be into that build. So I'm going to be using this for a little bit of gaming, but a lot of productivity work as well. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Really excited to crack this bad boy open. Let me show you guys the other side of the box here before we get too far off into this thing. Having to do this with this mirror effect, it's not as easy as you think it would be. Yeah, real nice packaging on the box. So like I said, the artwork, the art team, they did a really good job with that. Now again, the last time I actually built a system was in 2017 for my own personal use. I do plan on building some more here in the future, more frequently. But yeah, what I have in that, for that GPU, I had a RX 480. That's currently what I'm using now, and you know, it's done fairly well. Doesn't really hiccup too much, if any at all, but I'm ready to kind of move into some 4K stuff, and I think this car is going to be a good, I don't want to say entry, but it's definitely going to help me get there. Obviously, moving into, you know, 8K, you're probably looking at something like a 3090 or 6900 XT from AMD. But yeah, so this is the inner box. Very sleek, very chic, very minimalistic design. It's just got the Zotac logo there. It kind of reminds me, if any one of you guys followed the Marvel Comics. Wow, try saying that 3 times fast. It reminds me a lot of I can't think of his name. Nova. There it is. Reminds me a lot of that guy. Second here, I'm trying to fidget with some settings. Just want to be sure you guys can hear me. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and crack this inner box open and see what we got waiting for us. It's kind of tough. There we go. All right, just taking a quick peek in here. I want to make sure that there's no sensitive information that I need to be aware of. Right there, as soon as you open the box, you see some more literature. And on this literature, basically what it says is get amplified on the bag. Staying with the holographic theme. I think this is a very nice touch. Just kind of keeps up the branding there. I'd like to know how much this costs Zotac to do. You see they've got their Zotac.com URL there, the logo here. And again in the background, this holographic Mylar bag. Which is pretty cool. I like that. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's in there. And I should mention at this point in time, this video was not sponsored by NVIDIA or Zotac. Actually had to just purchase this card just yesterday. Get amplified. It's got some 2D Aztec barcodes that I'll cover them up just in case there's any sensitive information on there. Can I get in close on this? Come on, focus. Focus. Do it. Let's have some more marketing materials here on the back. Give me a second, I need to put this in focus. That's what I'm asking for Santa, from Santa for on Christmas. Self-focusing camera. This camera that I'm using is actually a 24 frame Full HD camera. I got it back in like 2013 and decided to switch over and use it as a webcam when using DSLRs and all that jazz became popular with streamers. I like the quality that puts out. I just wish it had autofocus. Boom. Some really nice cases, really nice hardware, really nice product lineup that they're showing you there. What I really like here are the stickers. Again, staying with that holographic theme. That must be a Zotac thing. I'm not really too familiar with too much of their hardware, but kind of looking at what we have here so far, I would definitely like to get more familiar with them. Looks like you've got a light and a black or a light and dark background. I like this. I know there's a lot of folks out there that either have, you know, with tools or car parts or anything like that, they have their sticker board. Maybe it's a wall, maybe it's a separate piece of art that they've created to place all these on. When I built my last machine in 2017, Elgato sent over with their HD60 a nice little decal, and I thought, you know, with the size that it is, and it's not really a sticker but it's almost a badge, and with it being the dimensions that it is, I said, you know what, that's probably a good place for it to go right there on top. So I decided to leave it on the case. Obviously I'm not going to put stickers on any of the tempered glass or maybe even the back half of the case. That's just a solid piece. I just want to keep everything looking nice, but I will find a place to put these. And as I get more hardware, or as companies decide to send a sponsored product, if they want to include stickers or memorabilia or anything like that, then we'll definitely find a place to keep all that. But I do like that. This is very nice. Other than that, it's just a quick start information booklet. Some of the directions. You can obviously read those on your own time once you get the card. See if I can back this up. Open this up. Move that out the way. What do we have? I'm not sure, but I think that's a GPU. Before we get into that, maybe we should take a look and see what's in here. Tell you what, I got that packed tight. Okay, so it looks like this is just an adapter, one 8-pin to two 6-pins. Probably for the GPU if I had to guess. And it looks like they sent another one. So that is. Now this is what y'all came here to see. Let's try this again. Tell you what, like I said, it's packed in there tight. Look at that. That there is RTX 380 graphics card. One of the more difficult cards to acquire. And there it is, right there. For your viewing pleasure, in my possession. First thing I noticed about this card right off the bat is the color scheme. It's not just black. It doesn't really have a whole lot of color going on to it. But what it does have is, looks like it's got this three colorway pattern. Looks like a gunmetal, a black, and a silver. And these fans are extremely high gloss, which is something I really, really like. Right off the bat, it seems very aesthetically pleasing. It's a nice job, very well done to the creative team that decided to go with that. As well as these logos, they're not even stickers, they're like badges. They're embossed or raised badges on the graphics card. They feel very, very nice. They have tiny little ridges in them. And the cool thing about it is, as it spins, see, I've got my green LED light just over there. But as they spin, the way the light refracts off the surface, it's catching on to all those different angles that are cut into the logo, into the Zotac nameplate. That's a very nice touch. They could have easily gone with a sticker, but I think to go with something a little bit more premium is definitely a good choice, especially for, you know, a little bit of the premium that you're going to pay for this card. MSRP retail on this went out the door at my local micro center was 770, 780 bucks, about there, give or take a few dollars. But yeah, this shroud here, this carbon colored shroud, remember I said that, you know, I won't be surprised in the future if we actually saw these front plates going to, I don't know, a carbon-like design or a carbon-like look to them. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that in the next generation. Might cost a little bit more, but again, a lot of these cards that you're buying now come at a little bit of a premium. What is this? Oh, just some of the port protectors there on the back. We'll get to that here in just a second. But what I was saying is about this this front plate here. It feels, first thing is, I like the angled cuts that I see here on this front shroud. It's not just a square, it's not just a rectangle. It's almost like at the corners it's got beveled edges. So there's one here, there's one there, there's one there, there's two more here. So 1, 2, 4, 6, like 8. I like the pointed angles here. This thing has angles, it's got lines. It's almost reminiscent of an aircraft or an automobile, like a high-end automobile, with the lines that you see. It's a very nice design feature that they had put in here, you know. Looks like you've got some RGB going on right here on the side. There's your two 8-pin plates to power this bad boy. One is probably for the card, the other one may be for the RGB, I'm not entirely sure. And the back, it's got a serial number on there, so I won't show it. I don't really know what one could do with a serial number, but I just don't want to leave it to chance. But on the back here, yeah, it's pretty cool. You've also, you know, you've obviously got the GeForce RTX logo, the marketing from Zotac, their logo. There's a little bit of a live free to game, or live to game, live free or die hard. I'm thinking about die hard. Live to game marketing here. You can't really make it out on camera. Oh, there you go. Kind of see it. Okay. And a lot of different pockets cut in the side there. Here, just kind of help heat escape. I'm gonna flip this back over now. And again, in the hand, it feels very, very good. I mean, this is a solid card. I mean, if you even needed to, you could use it as a weapon and knock somebody out if you absolutely needed to. But like I said, it doesn't really feel cheaply made. My initial, I guess, reaction at it right off the bat is I give it a 4 out of 5, a 4.5 out of 5. And the only reason why I'm saying that is for as solid as it does feel, there are some points here on the back that don't really feel that they're all that, solid and, put together. But again, I get it. There's really no, you can kind of move that a little bit, but there's no real part to anchor it. And at this point, I'm just kind of nitpicking. But again, if you're going to spend over $700 on a graphics card, I guess you kind of earn the right to. All right, so there's a little bit of flex in that area, but it's kind of to be assumed because this is aluminum. So you're going to run into a little bit of that. And just on the front, see if I can get it for you guys. You might not be able to see it just because of the angle. Sorry, this is really difficult to do. Yeah, I may not do it. Let me see if I can zoom in. You might not be able to see it. But I can tell you on my caps, but they're set on and you can tell they're not perfectly centered. It's not a deal breaker, but it'd be nice if they were perfectly centered, almost like a Rolls-Royce center cap on their wheel. Because when you look at it from the side, you can tell that it's got some up and down going to it. Now, obviously, when this is mounted, installed in the computer, you're not going to see it because your fans are facing downward. Now, speaking about the fans, like I said, I love this high gloss finish. I think these actually look better than some of the other fans on the 380s that you'll see. Definitely looks better than the EVGA card. EVGA is just kind of printed and embossed on each one of the fan blades, and it gets to be a little much. I actually like this a whole lot better in terms of just doing a simple gloss finish, and it just meshes well. I also only wish they would have had done some RGB here. I'm happy that they do have these little notches etched out because I think it gives it better design quality. It's more aesthetically pleasing. But in terms of actually giving it more something to pop, some RGB lights right here definitely would have been a nice touch. Now, again, this is going to be mounted in your computer, installed in your computer like that, with the fans facing down. So that's probably why they didn't, because you wouldn't be able to see the RGBs. Now, if you were going to do it with the fans facing your glass case, then sure, they probably could have did something like that. And you may see something like that on a 3080 Ti. We don't know. Taking a look here at the back, looks like you've got 3 display ports. You've got 3 display ports and an HDMI port on the back, and I believe this is HDMI 1.4 or 2.0. I'm drawing a blank here at the moment. It's HDMI 1.4, I'm sorry, DisplayPort 1.4, HDMI 2.0. So this is going to allow you to do the 4K at 120 frames. Should you need to, should you desire to. You've also, you've obviously got the ability to do so. Again, like I said, I give the card really design quality 4 out of 5. I think it definitely looks better than some of the other cards that are on the market. I have seen and read other reports that some people feel like this is the cheaper alternative. It's definitely not. I think the actual Asus Tough Edition is cheaper than this in terms of its MSRP tag that's on it, but it's definitely not the cheapest. I can't wait to get this installed into my current setup and run some benchmarking and see what exactly it can do. User Benchmark currently has my rig at battleship status, and I need to get to UFO status. Those of you guys that know that you know, and I'll leave a link in the description below when this video goes static, as well as any annotations that I may need to if I got any of the specs wrong. Again, one design feature of this car that I do like is I do like the fact that if you're looking at it, you can actually see directly through the fins or the fan blades when they spin, and see directly down to the radiator and the heat sink, and you can even see through the heat sink and see directly to the heat pipes. Lets you know that you're going to get some really good ventilation on this card. I even like the way that the back looks. It's not very plain. It's kind of cut into those diamond shapes. I thought that's a very nice design cue. So again, the only thing I can really go on here is just how it looks from a design standpoint, because I haven't plugged it in yet. I haven't actually got any benchmarking in yet. Again, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Just kind of playing around with these the fan blades now. They do kind of feel a little not as premium, but I get it. They're fan blades. It's not they're not going to be made out of titanium. Although that would be cool if the card makers, if they want to do a hyper enthusiast build, they could definitely put some titanium fans in there, or aluminum. I'm not entirely sure what that would cost, but I'm kind of thinking out loud here. But yeah, they do have a little bit of flex to them, but again, it's plastic. They're a stable plastic, but they're not, they're not too rigid. I don't feel that this is a card that if you drop it on accident, it would come out unscathed. There are other cards in the 380 family that feel a little bit more like a tank can build, and they feel like you could drop them and they'd be fine. It's a big boy. It's probably every bit of a foot. So you definitely need to make sure that you're going to have enough clearance inside your case. I can tell you, I'm looking at mine right now, and that old RX 480 is probably 8 or so inches. This one being a foot. I can tell you right now, just eyeballing it, I'm probably going to butt up pretty close against my front mounted radiator. So we'll have to see if I can even get in the case with this card. If not, then I may have to do some swapping out. But if I can, then we'll rock and roll with it. But yeah, I mean, that's the card. That's the card. That's the unboxing. I like it. I can't believe this has been a 30-minute video. I'm going to get off of here. And yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions, wants to go static, let me know. I'll try to answer any benchmarking questions that you have. And yes, I do believe that this will run Cyberpunk, and I think it'll run it well. Again, what I plan on using this for is, some gaming, some streaming, as well as video editing. So some productivity work as well, not just the fun stuff. So when I do the benchmarking, I'm going to include all that. I want to try and add a little bit more of a different take, not just the same take that you see on every other video. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you for watching on this video. If you got any questions, let me know. If you like the video, like it, comment, rate, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.